Okay, good afternoon. Today we discuss the lexical analysis part, right? So, in the basic role of lexical analysis, this is the first phase of compiler design, right? We are already discussed in previous lectures phases of compilers, right? So, synthesize phase and analysis phase, we categorize it to two broader parts, right? In analysis phase, we categorize it three subparts, and in synthesize, we categorize it to two parts, right? So after discussion of compilation and phases, right, we focus on each and every individually part, right? So the first part is lexical analysis, right, or lexical analysis. It is a very first phase in a compiler design, right? We know. Okay, let's take the modified source code, which is written in the form of sentences, right? In other words, it helps you to convert a sequence of character into sequence of token. So the first question is arise. What is token? Right? So in this slide, you easily go through this part. Right? Token means the token is a sequence of character which represent a unit of information in a source program. Tokens आपके पास में basically क्या information flow कर रहे हैं? Tokens is a sequence of character numbers, right? Which represent a unit of information. They provide some information that is called token, right? So in this part, in other words, it helps to convert a sequence of character into sequence of token because let's analyze the tokens, right? So we convert sequence of character into tokens, right? The lexical analyzer break this syntax into series of tokens, right? So if you provide any syntax or any some inputs, right? So lexical analyzer break, right, in a subpart or different small piece of code, right, and converted that code in a token form, right? It removes any extra spaces or comments written in the source code. What is the meaning of extra comment, source code comments, right? White spaces. Okay, so actual let's remove these parts from the code part. Suppose you write the tab, right, or slash n or comment symbol slash asterisk, right? So these particular types of symbols are removed from the converted when you convert the token parts, right? So let's when convert the tokens part, so we let's remove these parts, right? Programs that perform lexical analysis is called lexical analyzer or lex, right? A lex contain tokenizer or scanner, right? Next word, if the lexical analyzer detects that the token is invalid, it generates error. That is a part when the right token is not analyzed by the lex analyzer, so it generates the error. And after generating the error, we correct, right, with the help of to and fro methods, right? It reads character stream from source code, check for legal token, and pass the data from syntax analyzer when it's demand, right? So it is a overall working of lexical analysis, right? Basic terminologies are used for lexical analysis are lexeme, tokens, and pattern. We already discussed what is the meaning of tokens. The token is a sequence of character, right, which represents a unit of information in a source program. What is pattern? Right? Pattern is a description which is used by the token. In the case of keyword, which use as a token, the pattern is a sequence of character. So pattern is a description which is used by the tokens, right? So tokens जो भी आपके पास patterns use कर रहे हैं या descriptions है, उनका description pattern के through recognize होता है, right? Okay, Lakshmi क्या है? Lakshmi is a sequence of characters that are included in a source program according to the matching pattern of tokens, right? This is nothing but an instance of token. Suppose आप कोई भी token generate कर रहे हो, you want to generate any token, so you create a instance, right, for particular token that is called lex. Okay, now lexical analyzer architecture, right? The main task of lexical analyzer is to read input character in a source code, right, and produce tokens. We already discussed this point. Lexical analyzer scan the entire source code of the program. It identifies each token one by one. Scanner are usually implemented to produce token only when requested by a parser. Parser is a next phase where we use the after lexical, right? It covered in the syntactical analysis, right? So first we use the lexical analyzer, and after we use the syntax analyzer, right? Okay, clear? So in this diagram, right, we easily show source program, right, and then lexical analyzer, then parser, then symbol table, right? So in first phase, right, this is the number one, get next token and tokens. What is the meaning of next token, right? If you take a source program, right, so source program is a combinations of lines. So we take first line, converted into token, then we take another line and convert it into tokens, and this process is continued, right? So in during that process, if any token is not recognized, that the error is occurred, right? That error is deal with the lexical analyzer, right? After that we correct that, and the rest of the process is continued, right? So source program, lexical analyzer, right? Parser, okay, and symbol tables, right? So first get a next token, right? Lexical analyzer generate the tokens, parser again recognize, this process continue. But before that, this process, right? Source program is come to the picture. So first we provide the source program, lex analyzer converted into token. After converting the legal tokens, right? That is go through the parsing point of view of parser uh, generate the parse tree, and after that if we find the next token is required, the next token, so we again contact to lexical analyzer, and this process is continued, right? Symbol tables, why we use the symbol table? Each and every token entry is entered in a symbol table. If the first time the symbol is any symbol is occurred, so entry always defined in a symbol table. Next time the particular symbol is occurred, first we check the symbol table. If that symbol is like this, so we use that symbol definition parts or characteristics part we use directly come from the symbol table, right? The next get next token is a command which is sent from the parser to the lexical analyzer. On receiving this command, the lexical analyzer scan the input until it find the next token. It return to token to parser, right? Now, lexical analyzer skip white spaces, right? Comments while creating these tokens. We already discussed this thing. When we convert the token parts using the lexical analyzer, so comments parts, white spaces, slash t slash n, these are types of characters that are not containing in a token parts. If any error is present, then lexical analyzer will correlate the error with the source file and line number. You most of the time seen the when you compile any program and there is some error, so line number and the error type is visible for you. That is the part to a lexical analyzer, right? Now the next part is role of lexical analyzer. Role of lexical analyzer means actual what is the functionality of lexical analyzer. Okay, so lexical analyzer functionality means uh, help to identify token into a symbol table. Okay, next one, remove white space and comments from the source program, correlate error message with the source program, helps you to expand the macros if it found in a source program. Macros we already know has defined, right, in C point of view, right? So if you define any macros, so first we analyze the definition part of that macros, and then we proceed the next part, right? That is called the preprocessors, right? Read input characters from the source program. This is an example how to find out the tokens and non-tokens in particular piece of code, right? This is a piece of code, int, right? Maximum, okay? Int x comma int y, clear? Okay. Now in this piece of code, we compare two numbers, x and y. If x is greater than y, then return x, right? If y is greater than x, then return y. Okay. Now the question is generate in this piece of code which are the valid tokens and which are the invalid tokens. tokens, right? So first we find out the tokens and tokens type, right? So this is a table, right? Lakshmi and tokens, right? So simple. Int is a keyword, okay? This is a keyword. So int is a keyword. Token means keyword, right? Next, maximum. Maximum is an identifier because you define a function and you use that particular, right? Now, open bracket, close brackets, right? So these are the operators. Again, int keywords, x identifier, comma operators, int keywords, y identifier, close operators, parenthesis operators, and if is a keyword, right? So if you see this in this piece of code, right? So we cover each and everything, int, maximum, open bracket, int, right? Then if, right? Then xy, then return, then else, then, right? Clear? So these are the Lakshmi. Okay. Now, non-token parts, comment, right? This will be compared to numbers slash operator, right? So this is a comment. So this is a non-token. Preprocessor directive has include, right? We remove this part. If you define has include stdio.h, right? In C program, first we define the header file. Okay. So at that point, so that are called the non-tokens, right? Preprocessor directive. Okay, has defined num 8, 9 macros, nums, white spaces, slash n, slash b, slash t. So these are called the non-tokens. Remaining things are called tokens, and tokens can be classified keywords, identifier, operators. Okay, clear? We already discussed these things. Now, lexical error. This is the important part. What is the lexical error? A character sequence which is not possible to scan into any valid token is a lexical error. Suppose you convert any sentence into token part, right? And you converting the lex not recognize that token. So that is called invalid token, right? Okay. So at that point, we look ahead method is used. What is the look ahead method? In look ahead method, let's analyze the next symbol also. Suppose we take an example, right? Greater than equal to symbol, right? If we're talking about greater than equal to or simple equal to a equal to b, and a is greater than equal to b, right? So in second statement, a equal to b, right? This is the assignment operator. B value is assigned to a, right? But when we're talking about the a greater than equal to b, so it doesn't mean b assign a value in a, right? It is a greater than equal to b. It means it's a compare a value and b value. It's greater than or equal to, right? It is clear. So when we're talking about the lexical token recognition, so token always look ahead method used, right? Look ahead means you are a current position is a. So in advance, we let's take a next token that is greater than symbol, right? And then evaluate that based on the rules, right? Same as if you grasp the greater than symbol, right? Now the next look ahead symbol is equal to. So in totality, you operate greater than equal to, not greater than is a separate part or equal to is a separate part, right? The rule is defined greater than equal to is a operator, right? The rule is defined greater than is a separate operator, equal to is a separate operator, right? But you define greater than equal to in a combined way. So when you take a next operator, so look ahead symbols, grab the next token and the combined token in a slice as per the rules, right? So if that things is not possible, so lex error is generated. Okay. Important facts about the lex error. In lex error, lexical error are not very common, but it should be managed by the scanner. What is the meaning of scanner? When the lexical demands, right? This is right. When the lexical analyzer scan entire code in a program, right? When this is demand, so scanner are usually implemented to produce token only when the request by the parser. जब parser आपके पास में generate करता है, at that time scanner आपके पास में क्या करता है? Produce करता है particular tokens को, right? Clear? Okay. Now, misspelling of identifier, operators, keyword, and considered as a lexical error. Suppose आपने वेरिएबल का टाइप A1 डिफाइन किया और you use a right printf में spelling mistake कर दी and number of things. So that is a root cause of lexical, right? Generally a lexical error is caused by the appearance of some illegal character, mostly at the beginning of a token, right? So when you use the some different type of symbols which are not recognized by the C compiler, so that is a cause of error, right? Okay, how to recover these errors? Okay, so error recovery in lexical analyzer, clear? So error recovery in lexical analyzer, here are a few most common error recovery techniques, right? These are the techniques which is covered in fourth unit in your compiler, right? Fourth or fifth unit, right? Remove one character from the remaining inputs, right? Maybe you define a wrong spelling, right? A particular statement. So you remove a one character for remaining inputs and you check the next one spell is correct or not, right? In the panic mode, the successive character are always ignored until we reach a well-formed token. This process continues until you reach a well-recognized token by inserting a missing character into remaining input parts, right? Suppose you missing any character specific symbol, so you put that symbol and remove that error. Replace the character with another character. Sometimes the keywords are used as a variable declaration, so that is the cause of error. So you replace that particular variable with some other variable that are not in keyword in C, right? Or some other programming language. Okay, transpose to serials characters, right? So these are the general method where, or we practically we do these things, right? When you use the C program, you find out the compilation error. So you first check the syntax point of view, right? After completing the syntax point of view, where there is no compiler, then you go through the output point of view, right? So in first phase, we bothered about the syntactical errors, and when we talking about the syntactical error, so syntactical error will start with the lexical phase, right? So in compilation process, first the lexical part, then syntactical part. So lexical part is more important, right? So first we convert entire program into token parts, and then we recognize each and every token. After recognizing the tokens, we check the syntactical point of view using parsing techniques, and then produce the intermediate codes, right? This is the overall scenario of compilation process, right? Advantage of lexical analysis, right? So lexical analysis analyzer method to use by program like compiler, which can use the parsed data from programmer code to create a compiled binary executable code, right? In compilation phase, we already discussed at the last, right? When optimize the code, and the generation of code is machine dependent, right? After generating the machine dependent code, the compiler compile that particular code and convert it into again assembly, and then convert it into again high level part. So it's a two-way process. First, source program converted into tokens, and tokens converted into some rules and regulations, and then program is converted into actually binary formats, and then that binary formats are evaluated and then converted into again assembly, and then tokens, and then right? So it is used by the web browser to format and display a web page with the help of parsed data from JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, right? So when we're talking about the web browser, so web browser, it is a medium, right? We use different programming language at that particular part, right? So we converted a specific formats, right, of code, that is called hypertext markup language or CSS JavaScript, right? And then we use that particular script to generate the desired outputs, right? Separate lexical analyzer helps you to construct a specialized and potentially more efficient processor for the task, right? So for each and every part, right, each and every, we define a separate lex analyzer to perform the work smoothly, right? Disadvantage of lexical analysis: you need to spend significant time reading the source program and partitioning into the form of token. This is a very critical work, right? Suppose you write it down the 5,000 line program. So first you cover the all 5,000 line programs converted into tokens, right? Partitioning the program with the help of some partitioning techniques of the right methods. Okay, some regular, after that right? Some regular expressions are quite difficult to understand. When you convert this token into form of regular expressions, right, that is a computer understandable language, right? So that is a more difficult to convert in a regular expression, right? Some regular expressions are easy and but some regular expressions are complex. So how to handle these things, right? This is a disadvantage. More efforts is needed to develop and debug the lags and its token descriptions, right? And the last part, additional runtime overhead is required to generate the lags table and construct the tokens. In lags, we construct a lags table. On the basis of lags table, we construct the token. So it is a additional runtime is required. So this is the disadvantage of lexical analysis. Now, a language for specifying lexical analyzer, right? So some lexical analyzers are available. One of them Lex, second is YACC. These are the just like when we're talking about the compiler. So C compiler, Java compiler, C++ compiler, and number of varieties of compilers are available. No, now same as right. If we're talking about the Lex part or lexical analyzer part, so different type of Lex are also available, right? So the most common Lex analyzer are Lex and YACC, right? So that is directly supported to the C programs, right? Lex is a computer program that generates lexical analyzer, right? Lex is commonly used with a YACC parser generators, right? Creating a Lex analyzer. First, a specify of lexical analyzer is prepared by creating a program lex.n, right? In a Lex language. Simple. If we design a program in C, so what is the extension of C file .c or .cpp? Okay, so same as in Lex, the extension of the program is .n, right? That is a Lex language. And then lex.l is run through Lex compiler to produce a C program that called the lex.yy.c, right? So first we convert Lex and then Lex compile to produce a C program that called the lex.yy.c, right? Finally, lex.yy.c is run through the C compiler to produce an object program, right? M, okay, a.out, which is lexical analyzer that transform an input stream into sequence of tokens, right? This is a figure you can easily understand the whole process of lexical analyzer, right? Lex.l, right? This is a Lex file. Okay, that file is passed through the Lex compiler, and after Lex compilation process, the generate lex.yy.c, right? This file work as an input for C compiler, and C compiler compile this file and convert it into a.out file, that is the output file. So input stream, right? A.out and sequence of token. That is a whole scenario of Lex analyzers, right? So Lex converted into a tokens and token converted into a actual part that is used for the parsers, right? So sequence of token, that is called information, right? Clear? So first lex.l passes through the Lex compiler, that is the date, lex.yy.c, that is a C program, C executable file, and this C executable file passed through the C compiler and actual output is produced. So this is the overall scenario how the language, right, work for lexical analyzer. Okay, this is an example or this is a rule how to Lex specifications or Lex program is write it down in a Lex analyzer, right? So Lex program consists of three parts. First is definition part. Second is rule part. This is a necessary symbol. When you define the rules, the double % symbol are required, right? If you start with double % symbol, that is means you define the rule, right? After ending this symbol, double % symbol, so these are the rules that is governed by the Lex, right, compilation process. Okay, and the last part is user subroutines. Okay, so these are the three part or three factors where we use the Lex program, where the Lex program is designed. So first is definition, second is rule, and third is user subroutine. So in definition part include declaration of variables, constants, and regular definitions, right? So simple as other we talking about the simple C programming. So int I, right, char arr10, right? So these are the variable, constant symbols a equal int equal to 10, right? So these are the definition parts. So in simple as in lex part, right? So we define same as method, right? After that, rules are a statement of the forms p1 action 1, p2 action 2, pi action I, right? So where pi is a regular expression, we're talking about the regular expression. If you remember, suppose we design a particular regular expression, the machine is end with a, so the regular expression is b asterisk a, right? Clear? So this is a regular expression. And what is the action, right? What is the desired output for particular regular expression? So that part is categorized into action part. So where pi is regular expression and action I describe what action the lexical analyzer should take when pattern pi match a lexeme, right? Suppose the pattern are matched, right? P1 is matched. So what is the corrective action you want to do? For example, if x is greater than y, this is a rule, right? So if x is greater than y, if this condition is true, so what is the corrective action, right? After executing this statement, if the statement is true, if the statement is false, so what is the corrective action of that particular statement? So that is called the actions, right? Action are written in C codes. Okay. Now user subroutines. What is the user subroutine? All auxiliary procedure needed by the action, these can be compiled separately and loaded with the lexical analyzers. For example, right, we take an example of C program. Suppose you define a addition function. So can you tell me the without main program we use the addition function? That is not possible actually, right? So function are just separately defined, but if you want to use that function, you call that function in a main part or somewhere or as main part, but without main that is not possible. So same as the user subroutines are where the lex part are directly governs, right? So YYLEX is a procedure that active the lex parts, right? So take an example, lex program to count number of words, right? So we define int I equal to 0 in percent open bracket parenthesis and close parenthesis. Now double percent symbol, it means we define the rules. What are the rules? Small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, and 0 to 9, whole asterisk. Anyone can tell me what is the meaning of this particular part? This is a regular expression, right? What is the meaning of this regular expression, right? String start with a say z, small a, capital Z, or it's a combination of a, small a, capital A, any small characters, capital character, or number. So this is a regular expression. And what is the characteristic? If the certain tokens are initialized by the lex, so I plus plus, it means you want to increment the particular variable, right, which is initially assigned by the 0. So if small a, capital A up to small z to capital Z or 0 to 9, anything is occur, right? So you directly increment particular int I symbol. So this is a rule for counting, right? After that, slash n printf percentage slash n I equal to 0, right? It means suppose there is no character, there is no symbol, so I value is 0, right? If I increment it with some other value, so they here we print the I values, right? So print of I is meaning clear, right? So यहाँ पे आपके पास में क्या टोटल वैल्यूज प्रिंट होगी, जो हमारे पास में एग्जैक्ट वैल्यूज है वो हमारे पास में प्रिंट हो जाएगी, जितने नंबर ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स है आपके पास में नंबर्स हैं, ओके? एंड देन वी इनिशियलाइज I equal to 0. So this is our rules, right? After that, defining the rules, right? int yy wrap open bracket close bracket is white. This is the function. ठीक है, y wrap. Okay, open bracket close bracket. Now int main we called yylex, that is a function build function. When you define the yylex, this is the execution part, and this particular part is lex part is executed. So after executing of lex part, again the C object file is generated and C compiler execute for that particular part, right? So this is our overall scenario, right, for lexical analyzer. Okay, now if there any doubt, so you can ask me.